Good morning. I am live. Oh my gosh, I'm really in the shadows this morning. Oh boy. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm just turning my phone off. That way my Wi-Fi signal's a little bit better. Um, all right, so hold on one sec. There we go. All right, so I decided to try a different set and having the window behind me, but I'm a little bit in the shadows. But anyways, welcome everybody. And if you're watching this and it's not 11 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday, then you're watching this as a video rather than a live event. But the information is still going to be the same and it's still going to hold. And being that it's Sunday morning, I have my tea. So, you guys grab your tea, grab your coffee or whatever you need, and let's have a good time as we dive into the trends for the week, as shown by tarot. So, let's see. Let me see who's here. Susan's here. Hi, Charlie. Okay, so slowly but surely, people are coming in, and here in upstate New York in the Catskills, it's not snowing. It's supposed to snow a little bit and then turn to rain in a little while as well. Hi, Roseanne. Good morning. Welcome. So, see, people are going to slowly come in and gradually just sort of ease into this. So, a few fun things that are going on. Of course, today's tarot time. And this Thursday, which is Thanksgiving, I'm not able, or I should say, I'm choosing not to go visit my son this year just because of the obvious that's going on in the world and everything. And it involves overstate travel and everything. And here in New York, the rules of travel are very strict. So, in any event, I decided to turn what's more of a negative into a positive, that I don't get to see my son and my family live. But instead, on Thursday, I'm going to do a live event here on YouTube. So what I'm going to do a little Thanksgiving prayer and then do a guided meditation and a transmission that we can all join our energies and channel the energies of Great Spirit or God through us and help to heal the earth and help to heal the collective consciousness. So this is going to be my Thanksgiving offering. I welcome and hope that all of you join me, or join us, I should say. And if you know anybody, if you have any friends, let them know. The more people that we can get doing this, the more powerful the energy is. And Mother Earth needs healing. Our collective consciousness needs soothing. We're in a time of great divide, but also great awakening. So there's a lot of forces at play. This is one of the reasons that I wanted to do these Sunday morning events to begin with, because it seems like every day that the world is really changing. I mean, last week it hasn't been quite as crazy in the news, but there's certainly been a lot of stuff going on. I think a lot more of it behind the scenes, but there's definitely been certain amount of chaos with the elections and trying to get a handle on what's happening with the second wave of coronavirus and how to best handle that. So so anyway, let me see. Hi, Anna. Good morning. And anybody that's coming in new, and hi from Rupal. Welcome. Anybody that's new that hasn't joined us before, if you like, let us know where you are, where in the world you are, and where you're coming in from. So I see people are slowly coming in. This is good. And anybody that that misses this live, this will be a video that'll be on my channel forever until such time as I decide to delete it. So newcomers, in a little bit, I'm going to pull 3 cards. I'm going to see how they speak to me, what I'm getting from spirit directly and through the cards. And Um, and that's basically it. But I like to do a little bit of a kind of a mini tutorial on tarot. And today I was going to do one thing, but I feel like I want to talk a little bit about numerology and numbers and how numerology and tarot really connect together. So the numbers all have different qualities or different energetic qualities, and thing like if you, for example, if you get a predominant of twos in a reading or in a spread, chances are that issues that are coming up or that they're speaking on relates to lots of things like partnerships or cooperating with people. Or if you tend to get aces, that's like new beginnings. Or three could be expansion and growth. Four could represent structures of life and more groundedness and what might be limiting, but it's also a statement on discipline and hard work. If you're getting a lot of fives, you're being called upon to change or to go with some transitions. If you tend to get a lot of sixes in your spread, there's an element of service and family and giving that comes up, which is a very Thanksgiving theme. And sevens tend to take you more into the mind. So if you get a lot of sevens, there may be some rethinking of things or making adjustments. And eight tend to take you very much out into the world. So eight is about law, basically. So if you get a lot of eights, there may be some financial or legal issues that you're working on, or you're being called to learn things through laws of, say, like karma or energy, or like law of attraction and law of vibration and stuff like that. And if you get nines, it's the completions. And then 10 is also a completion, but it's a new beginning also. So when you get a 10, it goes back to the number one. And um, so numbers have always talked to me, and when I started to do psychic work, I found when I started to get people's birthdays, I would get more information just through the numbers and stuff like that. So I just wanted to say a little bit about that. Tarot is a tool. It's become the most popular tool among psychics, to my knowledge. And when I do readings, or the way that I learned is that I've been able to read a lot and learn the book meanings and absorb them. But I've also studied a little bit of the Kabbalah, a little bit of esoteric knowledge and stuff like that, like esoteric Judaism and Christianity and things along those natures. But the best way that I've learned is actually doing it, and doing spreads for myself, and then figuring out what the meanings are. And when I do readings, I don't really look at the cards individually. I just kind of feel the energy. So it becomes a very intuitive process. And a lot of people, especially in the older days, use the tarot for meditation and for spiritual growth. And it's said that within the 78 cards of the tarot, every step in life and in reality can be depicted in the different cards. So on that note, I'm going to just mix them up a little bit, just kind of tune in. And yeah, we have a holiday week, with the changes that have been going on with coronavirus and all the rest of it. It's kind of an odd, holiday for a lot of people. Like, this is the second year in a row that I haven't been able to spend time with my family, because last November I had a pretty severe back injury, and I couldn't get on an airplane or carry anything. And this year it's the virus. So, like I said, my plans are being derailed, but that's going to turn into a positive. And I'm thinking that because this is the second time I'm saying this in the last, it's almost 11:11 in the last 10 minutes. I do believe that that's going to be part of the theme of this week moving on, is really understanding that we have the power to turn things that seem negative into something positive. It's like turning lemons into lemonade, right? Or it's alchemy, turning lead into gold. So we're being called upon to be spiritual alchemists, and to be able to take a situation that that we're feeling, a lot of people are feeling a lot of fear and worry about, the unknown, and then other people are feeling like they're being controlled, or there's a lot of pressure from the governments and stuff like that as well. But we can be more victim mentality and blame the circumstances for our problems, or we can be more like proactive or more warriors and say, well, this does suck, however, I have free will and choice, and I can make something positive out of this. So what I'm going to do positive is I'm going to do a free live meditation here on YouTube, 1 o'clock Thursday. So we're not releasing a video. We're not uploading a video this week. We're giving Heather Astara, my my editor, a week off, and instead I'm going to do this live event. So we'll do some gratitude prayers, and we will do a transmission that we'll all join, and I able to be a conduit of energy and be able to send it out. And any one of you can learn how to do that also, by the way. And the more people we have, we're going to send a lot of healing energy into the earth and into the collective consciousness. So that is Spiritual Alchemy 101 on a Sunday morning. And thank you, everybody that's up and doing this with me this morning as well. So I'm mixing cards. I'm focusing on the week ahead. We have a nice waxing moon now. I don't even know what sign the moon's in. Being a little bit out of the loop. Oh, you know what? The sun just went into or going to Sagittarius. So that's a big change. I think it's the moon in Aquarius or Pisces. If I have any astrologers here, let me know. And good morning, Anna. Good morning, Jen. Thanks for joining us. And good morning, Kathleen. So thank you, everybody, for being here and joining us on a beautiful, not snowing yet, but a beautiful, cloudy, dark November day. Yes, we are really turning everything into positives today. And we create it all. So let's create a lot of love during this time where there's a lot of uncertainty. So I'm going to pull 3 cards, and this will be just sort of something to guide a conversation on the coming weeks. And well, interesting. It's funny because as part of my tutorial, I was going to talk about the wands in the tarot, and then I switched to numerology. But I will talk about the wands because, oh, good. Yeah, I have my ring light is like right up against my face, so that there's some light. In this deck they're rods, but they're wands. Wands translates to the clubs and playing cards. It's about energy. So if you get a lot of wands, this is about energy, and it's about taking initiative and taking action. And based on this is all fire energy, because wands are fire and the sun is fire also. So based upon what's showing up in my spread here, you notice my high-tech way of showing the cards here. This is really about energy, and it's about choices, and this is kind of what I've been talking about. And it's kind of neat that the cards are sort of showing that as well. It's about like choosing to make things the best that they can be. There's a line from this movie Starman that I think that was in the 90s. It might have even been in the 80s with was it Jeff Bridges? I don't even remember the actors in that movie. And I think it's the lady from Mork and Mindy. I forgot that actress's name, but the main actor was from outer space, and one of the lines that really hit home for me was he says to I forgot the actress's name, Mindy. What I find beautiful about you, talking about humans, is that when things are at their very worst, that you are at your very best. And what I'm finding a lot is, and because I'm pretty active in social media also, and when things are going bad, you see the worst and the best of human behavior when things are really going wrong. So I've seen a lot of stuff that I wish I hadn't seen, on Facebook and so forth. But I've also seen people stepping forward and really wanting to help and guide other people through this process of change, of transition that's leading to an awakening. And this is all really about awakening. Now the first card with, this is like the seven, and the seven is about making adjustments and going into more spiritual. But this is showing us that even though things are challenging, we have the ability to meet the challenge and to hold off. What's the right word? To hold off. Aversion and adversity is actually the word. So you see the figures kind of has the wand, and he's kind of holding his ground, and the other ones are sort of coming at him. And it to me, this feels like we, for, the holidays and for the season and everything, that, we have to, be safe, obviously, and be considerate, but this feels to me like we're all being kind of called on to just really hold our ground and to meet opposition or challenge or adversity, head on, and not to back down. So again, this sort of goes back to being a, warrior versus a victim. Like a victim blames the other person, but a warrior is like, what could have I done different in this situation, or how's my energy creating this reality in my life? And once you take more of the warrior stance, because this is kind of a warriorship card, right? So once you take that stance, that's empowering, and then you can make changes, and the changes start here, right? It starts with consciousness. So if you change your consciousness, if you change your perspective, and and everything that goes along with that, then you start to change your reality, and it starts to help other people change their reality. So consciousness starts with us. Awakening starts with us. Growth starts with us. Positive change starts with us. And I feel like part of the first card is really about, understanding what's going on, but holding your ground in life or whatever. And again, that doesn't mean to be stupid or inconsiderate or whatever, but to, hold your ground. And then the Sun card is really a happy card. I mean, it's overturned. But the last two cards are really about movement. So anything on horseback and in tarot is about movement. So in this particular deck, which is the Hanson Roberts deck, the figure in the Sun card's a baby. So it's like, it's kind of, indicating a new birth. And it's also a very creative card. And the way this is talking to me is, this is time, this is a week, because things slow down a little bit for the holiday, unless you're entertaining or cooking or whatever. But this is time to kind of slow down and really more tap into your creativeness. So if you do anything artistic or creative, that's one of my 6 foundations of spirituality, by the way, is being creative. And when you create, and even cleaning can be a creative act, by the way. So it doesn't have to be like elaborate art or music, although I like to sing and drum. I don't do either particularly well, but it gets me into the flow of spirit and into the flow of energy. And so it's kind of asking to be creative, to tap into that creative force. And if you're an artist, if you paint and draw and you've been putting it off, spirit's saying you just start doing that again, and not to be you're afraid of your own power, or tapping into that higher portion of yourself, basically. And I always love the 6 of Wands, and that's kind of the outcome card of the reading, because that's about victory. That's about coming through challenges and being okay. And I just feel like at this time, when we're here to give thanks, and we're here to honor, part of it is honoring the Native American traditions also, which I've always had a lot of love and respect for, by the way. And it's kind of reminding me of the first time I actually came up to Woodstock. I don't think my brother's on. My brother Tony was with me, but he's not on today. And we went around Woodstock and we were in the woods, and I found this kind of natural clearing in the wood. It was like a round clearing. So I sat in the clearing and I meditated. And as I got deep into it, I just saw the scene that I know happened in that space, but probably like 150, 170 years ago, where I was seeing people just celebrating, and there were Native Americans and there were white people. They were getting along, they were celebrating. I identified the white people as Dutch, and I did a little bit of research and found out that indeed Dutch people did settle into this area around that time. But it was some kind of a holiday, and I don't know what it was, but the things that were being honored were the bear totem and the corn totem. And in my monkey mind, at the time, I was like, this can't be real because Native Americans and white people didn't get along. The white people laced all the blankets with smallpox and killed all the Native Americans. But in this particular scene, everybody was getting along like brothers and sisters and helping each other survive, because the upstate New York winters are very harsh, as many of you know. And it was just an act of love and cooperation and sharing it. And it really kind of changed my perspective. And I realized from that time, in the history books, we hear about one thing, but 95% of the time, the cultures were able to cooperate and get along. And that was a really big thing. So this is, with all the division, all the duality, all the divide or whatever, we're being called upon to create unity, and it starts by creating unity within ourselves, because we're divided, and it's programming. It's not us; it's how we're programmed. So we're programmed to think in terms of division, of us and them. This is right, that is wrong, or whatever. Um, and interesting thing is, I'm thinking, I'm being nostalgic. This kind of cool TV show called The Shield came out in the '90s, where it was really about like a cop that was both good and evil. Because he'd be like, doing his job and really, kicking the bad guy in the ass, but at the same time taking bribes also. So I thought that was kind of cool, just kind of saying, we have our light self, but we also have our shadow selves. And in shadow work, we want to integrate the two. It's not like we want to dismiss the dark part of our nature, because that's part of our inner strength. We want to integrate it, and we want to be able to guide through reason and through spirit and through love and knowledge, basically. So this is really, saying that we had the power to really overcome a lot. And in terms of how this is reflecting in the governments and what's going on in the world, I'm not really getting a lot, to be honest, about that specifically. But I do feel like it's kind of showing that there may be a little bit of better news, like either, with the virus. I mean, it's all a matter of perspective. Some of that better news may be around a vaccine, and I know a lot of people are leery of that, and including myself, to be honest. But this could also be, some kind of reconciliation between, things that are going on in the politics or whatever. But I think I'm getting this more as a personal message, and more as a message about being your spirit, being your divinity, knowing that you've been through a lot. And if you're able to laugh and to have a good time, and to, and to feel, good about yourself and empowered, then you're coming through this well. I have a feeling this is a little bit of a lull week, probably because of the holidays. I think the next couple of weeks after that are going to be pretty challenging with the news and the politics and everything like that. And there's certainly, a feeling that December is going to be, I think, in my area, December to January is going to be the worst month of the coronavirus outbreak, personally. It may be partly because of Thanksgiving and people gathering, but it's just, it's just spreading because it's people are inside, and it's just the nature of the beast, so to speak. So in any event, I'm just going to check my comments for a second, just see if they're saying here. The moon just went into Pisces. Thank you. Thank you for root growing and planting. Good for root growing planting season. Good morning. Hi, Yana. Hi, Sabrina. Welcome. I have somebody from Italy in today, so we are getting some of our international connections coming also. So I always like to finish up by pulling an angel card. I just, I have to kind of see if this is affecting me. You know what this is telling me, and this may be for me, but maybe for some of you. I was talking about creativity, but I feel like Spirit wants us to write, and even if it's journaling, but to write things down, like it feels like ideas are going to really be starting to come in now. and the other thing is I kind of get a sense with the Seven of Wands kind of being kind of a stressful energy, and then the Sun card kind of sort of a letting go of things, and then this is kind of like, again, sort of coming through the challenges and being victorious. So this is a good time to really step back, to meditate. Right now the moon just went into Pisces, so that means it's going to be in Pisces till Tuesday. Tuesday probably later in the day. Then we start a new lunar cycle with the moon in Aries, but stuff like that as well. So the other thing this is telling me, because this is a lot about movement and people are going to be traveling. Obviously, there's a lot of change in plans. And you may find, individually that some of your plans kind of change at the 11th hour or whatever. Just kind of saying to go with the flow, and as I often say in many of my presentations, long deep breathing, 3 minutes at a time, 2 to 4 times a day. Feel the vibration of the universe around you. Nice deep inhale from the stomach. Draw that into your heart. Feel the universal energy circulating. Exhaling, releasing stress, worries, other people's energies, other people's crap, all the negativity in the news and all that stuff, or personal dramas and traumas. And over time, you do this 2, 3, 4 times a day, 3 minutes at a time, just like that. It's going to get a lot easier. Spirituality is easy. We're complicated. We just need to be present. We need to be in our center. We need to be in our power. And we need to use the natural tool of breathing. And by using breath and intention, we can clear our energy fields. People court us, they hook us, they manipulate us. The media does that. There's an agenda to divide and to have more power and control. And all it takes is just letting it all go, tuning into spirit, and doing this long deep breathing. So that's what I would highly recommend. So let me put one of my Doreen Virtue messages from the angel cards, and we'll wrap it up for another Sunday. And again, Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, 1:00, right here on the channel. We are going to do a little bit of a gratitude prayer and a meditation where I'm going to lead an energy transmission to really work on healing the earth, because she needs help. Mother Earth's the only planet we have. She needs help. And also to work with our own psyches and collective consciousness. So people that have done my transmissions before, a lot of people, tell me later and tell me what happened, and a lot of people actually feel the energy in their bodies. So I feel when I do this work, and I'm working with spirit and filling it out to a lot of people, I get one heck of a healing. I love doing my transmissions. So that's what's going on. There's just something else I wanted to say, but that thought popped in and out of my mind. But in any event, what was I going to say? Anyways, for anybody that's new, if you like what we do here, please subscribe, hit the little bell, then you get notified when I do my live events and release new videos. And if you can indulge me, and if you like this session, hit the like button and give it a thumbs up, and that tells the YouTube algorithm to share it more. And the idea is to create community and to share, and that's really why I got onto YouTube in the first place. So interesting. So this is you can see my ring light. No, it's not an orb. It's my ring light. Uh, Let me see if I can get that out. All right. Well, I think that this angel wants a halo anyway, but the little caption, and this is really about self-care, and because not only is there a lot of stress from the governments and the media and the world around us, there's also an upgrade in energy, and the vibration keeps getting stronger, keeps getting higher, and it does affect our physical bodies. And on that note, I actually have a training for you all, a 2-hour training called Spiritual Medicine for the 2020s, Breath, Body, and Movement. And I go over a series of things that you can do to actually start to strengthen your nervous system and strengthen your energy fields so that you don't have to get overwhelmed or get ill or have psychological or emotional challenges as everything's going on. So this card is about that, about yoga, meditation. Yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth right now. So I think that's a good message for all times. And I think that's a good message to end this morning. And 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 I think that's pretty self-explanatory. We have to take care of these bodies. We are spirit having a human experience. Our human experience is so much better if we have healthy bodies, and we do have the power to positively influence our health. I'm a living example, and people that know me well know that. I'm actually over a year steroid free. I never thought that would happen in my lifetime because of a autoimmune condition that's supposedly incurable, except through power of mind and diet and affirmations mostly. I've been able to overcome that. So we do have to take care of our physical bodies. That's part of being spiritual. That's part of having a human experience in a physical environment. So on that note, aloha, everybody. Namaste. And we will see you at the next video. Peace. And thank you, everybody, also.